Admiral's Log, date April 2nd, 1930. When I drew up plans for our battleships, battlecruisers and heavy cruisers, there were quite a few skeptics. The ships are too expensive. The ships are too specialized. We won't be able to afford enough ships for our navy this way, they said. Those voices have been silent since the destruction of the HMS Devastation in her convoy, as well as the sinking of the HMS Goliath. Both the designs for the heavy cruisers and the battleships have proven their worth. I find myself wondering what the design philosophy for the British is. I cannot find a pattern. Some of their ships are extremely fast and, in case of the heavy cruiser, bristling with guns, but not survivable. And then there is their battleship. The Goliath had a lot of firepower, but sorely lacked the instruments to deliver her 17-inch shells on target accurately. The Thüringen was able to sink the Goliath while sustaining little damage herself. Before us lies the real test. How well did the design ships work together as a task force? I've sent out the battleship Bismarck, the battlecruiser Hindenburg and the heavy cruiser Rhineland together as a test. They just radioed in that they've encountered a British task force consisting of a battlecruiser, 2 heavy cruisers, 2 light cruisers and a destroyer. We are about to find out if the combined armament of my 3 ships is enough to outfight a task force twice their size. Hey guys, Stealth here and welcome to episode 4. We are in 1930 and we're about to put the Bismarck, the Hindenburg and the Rhineland to the test. Now, as I said in the Admiral's Log, they're out here on a test to see how well these ships synergize. But they're not just out here to play games, they're out here to defend my transports, 11 of them. So it's not just going to be these ships shooting my expensive battleships, battlecruiser and heavy cruiser, but also my transports. We will have to be in some haste to get rid of these guys before I lose too much transport capability. Although I have a massive economic buffer for now. Okay, here goes the plan. The Bismarck has the most firepower of the fleet with her 15-inch guns. She's going to take aim and eliminate the battlecruiser, which has already been spotted. And she's currently at a very nice range of 26 kilometers. She can continue to get closer for a while. That's fine. I'm going to have the Bismarck slow down to full speed, boosting her accuracy. Hindenburg is going to follow the battleship and make sure that she assists, if possible, with her 13-inch guns. Then comes the Rhineland. She's going to be operating somewhat solo because she might need to intercept enemy destroyer and light cruisers. I don't expect the heavy cruisers to be too much of an issue yet, but they might arrive very quickly because they do have that ludicrous 38 knot speed. The destroyers potentially will arrive sooner than that, simply because of their, 41.9 knot speed I think they had. So they'll be here rather soon. Yep, here's the heavy cruisers. I'm not sure if they're in the formation or if they're already dashing ahead. Could be dashing ahead, judging by the pretty serious wake that they throw. Alright, Bismarck, current accuracy, not stellar, about 1.2%, but we're just getting started. The battlecruiser is also pitching in, but with a mere 0.3% accuracy. That's not yet gonna be that successful, I suppose. Oh, this is a beautiful shot. Look at that ship. Bismarck firing her guns in anger. A little while later, we have the Bismarck at a better accuracy, still maintaining pressure on the battlecruiser. She's only 21 kilometers out now, so her accuracy is improving. The heavy cruisers are only 17 clicks out, so they are more or less sticking to the battlecruiser, but considering that it's just these two, I suppose that they are in their own formation. Based on their positions, I'd say both of the light cruisers are operating as a defensive group around the battlecruiser. And that suits me just fine, because these ships are capable of putting out torpedoes, although with the positioning here right next to the funnel, I doubt they'll be able to turn that turret. Bismarck operating at a 22 knot speed. Hindenburg is doing some odd stuff. I'm not sure why, but she did a bit of zigzagging and tried to catch up to the Bismarck. Still doing 33 knots. And the Rhineland is more or less operating in the front lines with only a mere 15-kilometer range to the enemy heavy cruisers. Since it is my job to defend, I don't really need to go on the offensive that much. I just need to throw some shells their way and see what connects. They have been able to hit the Bismarck, but it was only a partial pen against the belt of the ship, so we're basically fine. I'm going to keep the Rhineland, the Bismarck, and the Hindenburg close to the transports. Because the transports still don't really seem to have much of a brain, and are kind of loitering around here as, I don't know, the AI seems to be figuring out what the formation is. Based on what I'm seeing here, the Bassard is the leader, and everybody else is set to follow the Kaiser Barbarossa. But it's just one big mess. Which means that the British have ample opportunity to close in and make my life pretty difficult. Although the heavy cruisers are not doing that. I'm just kind of sitting there. Works well enough for me. Less than 20 clicks out. I have the biggest guns here, so I don't need to get close. Besides, I not only have the biggest guns here, the ship probably has the best chance of hitting the target as well. Hindenburg, you may slow down now, because I don't need you at 33 knots anymore. It's only going to be a detriment to your accuracy. Slight damage to the battlecruiser. My battlecruiser. Destroyed a funnel. Wow. That's a pretty good first hit. Yep. Fortunately for the battlecruiser, they have 2 more. And they're willing to use them. Okay, fine. I'm going to put the Hindenburg in its own formation because it's not really obeying my commands as much as I'd hoped. It is trying to slow down, but it's taking forever. This thing has a turning circle. Well, I think the the nicest thing to say is that yes, it has a turning circle, but 800 meters is not particularly pretty. I'm going to slow my heavy cruiser down even more, fearing torpedoes, because the torpedoes are potentially 14 clicks out, if that. I can do 11, but mine are pretty sneaky. And if this DD decides to come any closer, I could be in trouble. The battleship has Hydro 3, the battlecruiser has Sonar 2, but the heavy cruiser has Sonar 3. So they're my best picket ship and my best line of defense against that destroyer. Even the battlecruiser, my battlecruiser is targeting the DD now. I'm not sure if I'm happy with that. Oh, nice shot. 15-inch guns hit the battlecruiser, and at the same time the 9-inch guns from the heavy cruiser have hit the DD. The battlecruiser's been hit and is flooding badly. That's going to slow her down, making her a sitting duck and an easy target for all my guns. The destroyer is flooding again. Range is definitely dangerous, but considering the build of this ship, yeah, she's toast. I doubt that she was able to get her torpedoes away. They're on the stern. We should be safe. Regardless, I want to make sure that we have everybody sort of in the protective screening of the Rhineland, and that there are no nasty surprises coming my way. At any rate, we started this fight 6-3 in favor of the British. It's now 5-3. Heavy cruisers Amphitrite and Sutlej are out here, operating at their 34.3 knot, I think, cruise speed. So they do have a, well, I wouldn't say decent, but they have an okay accuracy. Hindenburg is still trying to slow down. Good lord. No, we're going to target the Cairo. Now this is the 1.02 patch. And with that, ships, if they are at risk of hitting friendlies, like the Hindenburg is now against the Rhineland, supposedly will hold fire. But there we go, torpedoes in the water. With the angle that we need to fire at the Cairo, I think it's not going to be that much of an issue. The shells should very nicely clear the Rhineland. Torpedoes here, potentially problematic. Bismarck, turn to starboard. We're going to aggressively defend against the Cairo's attack. Bonaventure has not yet decided to pitch in with her torpedoes. Yeah, the Hindenburg's going to make the turn to starboard and should be safe. The Cairo is going to be on the receiving end of a lot of damage. Make sure you fire HE, because this is the thin-skinned cruiser and we can easily damage it. Go back to full speed. Another torpedo set has been launched. We're going to continue the turn, hard to starboard. There. That is not what I want to get hit by. Because that is another salvo of 20-inch torpedoes. And I am not very well protected with these ships. Well, the heavy cruisers have decent anti-torpedo protection. They've got anti-torp 2. Battlecruiser, anti-torp 2. And the Bismarck, anti-torp 2 as well. So we got anti-torp 2 all around. Should be safe enough from the Cairo, but any damage we take will have to get fixed. And fixing ships is an expensive hobby. The Sutlej and Amphitrite have torpedoed both the battlecruiser and the Bismarck. Damn it. Okay, back to port. Thankfully I caught this in time. I cannot really slow the Hindenburg down too much more because I am at cruise speed. You slow down to less than cruise speed, you're kind of not doing yourself any favors because it means that the ship is going to take, I believe, no further bonuses and potentially even a debuff when it comes to accuracy. Another set of torpedoes launched by the Cairo. Hindenburg, hard to port. I hope I've maneuvered sufficiently to throw off the aim of all the torpedoes. Oh crap. This is not good. We're going to have to send the Bismarck starboard. If that is safe. Wait, no, it's not. No, it's not. Oh shit! Hindenburg! Crap. The Hindi got hit by a torpedo. She's lost 2 engines. I'm going to slow you down and allow you to fix that flooding. The ships that I have built are very capable of controlling their damage. So while this is a temporary setback, it is not something that will kill the Hindenburg. There's a large swarm of torpedoes migrating over there. I'm considering the battlecruiser to be a bit less of a threat, I say, as she just hits the Rhineland. The reason being is that I cannot really, or I really don't want to lose a bunch of transports. And there goes the first of them. I need to protect 50% of my transports. And so far, I've accomplished that. But at the rate at which these cruisers are doing damage to my ships, that's not going to go down for very long, for very well. What did you shoot at? The battleship. Oh crap, there's 2 more here. Bismarck, we're going to slow down. I need you more agile. And please start blowing holes in the Amphitrite before she starts using those seriously large amounts of secondaries to toast my transports, which she is doing. The Ariadne is already going down, and the Atlantis is probably next. Oh, this is not good. This is very not good. Hard to port Hindenburg. I'm going to eat 1. No, 2. And there's a few more in the water there. I'm going to continue the turn. Come on, Bismarck. Bonaventure is down, but not before inflicting quite a bit of damage. The Hindenburg is safe from these torps. For now. Nice cross torp there. Oh, crap! Those came out of nowhere. What sort of sneaky torps do you have? None. Sneaky torps. I just didn't see them in time. Okay, fair name. Fair enough. There is more coming in. Here and there's something out there. Bismarck to starboard. I'd rather have the battlecruiser take damage than my ludicrously expensive battleship. Because these battleships go for 128 million. My battlecruiser goes for 54. Which is less than half. I'm going to move in with the Rhineland at flank speed. And engage the Indomitable with torpedo launchers. Hindenburg is taking further damage. Oh, look at this. I'm glad I caught this in time. The Amphitrite and Sutlej are doing what they can do best, which is murder transports. At this rate, I will not be able to stop them in time. Rhineland. We're going to go on a starboard turn. The Indomitable probably doesn't have a great turning circle. Although it's not bad. 767 for a battlecruiser is not bad. Blow some holes in that. Are your guns okay, Hindenburg? Yeah, turrets are okay. Excellent. I should have finished off those heavy cruisers a long time ago. The Amphitrite has taken some nice damage from the 15 inchers on the Bismarck, but it's not going down fast enough. Torpedoes, when you have them. Can we pen this? Yes, we can. Auto selector, let the AP rip through the bows and the stern. Torpedoes away. Maximum port turn. We only have small sets of torps. It's 3 per side. So we're going to continue to close in. The Indomitable potentially will detect the torps and turn away. Oh shit, she already is turning away. Crap. I don't need that. Bismarck, status. Status is that the torpedoes should have cleared the target by now. Yeah, there they are. I'm going to speed you back up. Because we need to get closer to these transports. Did that just bounce off? Huh, it might have. Alsace is taking some hits. The other transports, for the moment, are safe. Rhineland. Torpedoes are not going to hit anything. The Indomitable also has torpedo launchers. Ports, stern. Yeah, bounced. Yeah, They are potentially a torpedo threat. Damage to the main gun, very nice. That's their stern, one of their stern turrets, that is. We have the Hindenburg still cruising around at 18 knots. Despite being told to slow down, but fortunately she has a lot of momentum, so she can sort of keep up with the Indomitable for now. The Indomitable just launched a torpedo. There it is. Back to the Bismarck. I don't like the launch from that heavy cruiser there. That was a fantastic hit. 236, 30, 385, 311 and 311. That was a beautiful shot. Amphitrite is suddenly not doing so hot. Destroyed a torpedo launcher, engine 1 is damaged, fire and flooding aboard the ship. And with these things having few bulkheads, she is not going to survive that flooding for very long. My concern, however, is that she's going to turn around and immediately drop more torps at me. So we're going to turn port and counter that, or at least present a very small target profile. Yep, she just launched another torpedo. Hard to port. Hindenburg. You're still punching holes in the Indomitable. Keep that up. Yep, more flooding. Back to the Bismarck. Amphitrite's torpedo passes without doing any damage. Sutlej, I'm not sure what her plan is. Oh, she just torped me. That's her plan. Maxim starboard. There. Slow the ship down as much as we can without throwing her into reverse, because that'll potentially irreparably damage my engines. Come on, sink. Gotcha. Next up. I forgot how many torpedoes these heavy cruisers can throw out. They are so dangerous. Okay, so the Bismarck's fine. The Hindenburg is going to need quite a bit of time in the dock. Rhineland is rushing in to kill the Indomitable. Bismarck should be able to make pretty quick work of this heavy cruiser. Stern guns in position. Yep. First bit of damage. We're going to hammer them with HE, especially since we're passing their stern. Ricochet angle is becoming a bit unpredictable. There you go. Probably overmatched their armor. Penetrated the aft armor with high explosive, causing massive damage to 4 compartments. 2 engines are out and their rudder is gone. The Indomitable is also flooding badly, after taking some serious damage from the battlecruiser. The Rhineland has done 2,300 damage, the Hindenburg is 2.5, and the Bismarck 6.4k. While we have taken a lot of damage, we're still alive. And there are only 2 British ships alive here. So I'm going to say this is not a bad fight so far. Do we need to throw torps at the Indomitable? Yeah, why not? We have them. I'm just not sure if they're ready. That side? Has that side been destroyed? Indomitable's still holding at 2%. 1%. 0.6. 0.3. No more battlecruiser. Fixed. Holds. Holds. Because that boy is still throwing torpedoes my way. Even though it is barely gone, because of a ton of flooding, she is still very much a risk to the Bismarck. Now, there were those of you who said that the Bismarck, or at least the Bismarck design, is a bit of a one-trick pony. It does not have a lot of secondaries, and you're correct, it does not have a lot of secondaries, but you are not correct in the fact that it's a one-trick pony. Because this ship was not designed to fight heavy cruisers. And it was not designed to do that at 4.5 kilometer range, but she's doing it, and she's doing it very, very well. So far, she's taken 2% structural damage, while dishing out little under half of what my entire fleet's done combined. Of course, it's only 3 ships, but still. So, let it be known that the Bismarck class is definitely a success, and she is not a one-trick pony. Now, give me one good shot of HE and the ship should be dead. I can overmatch their armor, even with high explosive, as indicated, because these things are very thin-skinned, especially bow and stern. Main belt, 7.1 inch plus 100% is difficult. But I only need one good hit. And promptly the Bismarck misses. And now she doesn't. 709 damage. It's mostly structural because the stern was already flooded. It doesn't really do much. %100% accuracy. There's the rest of the flooding that we needed. No, sorry. That flooding was already done. Come on, Bismarck. Show them who's boss. 8.7k damage. 9.2. And now that hit did cause the flooding that I might need. She's down at 10%. But fixing. Despite having 20% of her crew lost. There she goes. Ship destroyed. My task force has been successful. While we have lost a few transports... 1, 2, 3 of them. The majority of the transports have survived. As opposed to the entire British task force. Sutlej and Amphitrite were sunk. Indomitable is down. Bonaventure and Cairo will not be returning home. And the destroyer hasn't even been properly identified. But, well, I suppose that the Brits know what ship they lost. 10,000 victory points were gained. That's a lot of damage. Especially to the British morale. I wonder when they're going to start to cringe too hard and go, maybe this war wasn't that good of an idea. They have lost both of their battlecruisers. I already outnumber them with battleships and heavy cruisers. Of course, they still have a large supporting fleet of light cruisers and destroyers, but as we have seen so far, the heavy cruisers don't really consider that too much of a problem. I only have 4 of them active at the moment because 2 of my ships are repairing, and while I have 3 new heavy cruisers coming up in 14 months, I kind of doubt that we're going to need them. Because the rate at which we're chewing through this fleet is, for the British, pretty disastrous. The rate at which they're losing ships is ludicrous. Let's put the tech budget at 20%, although... yeah, right. I can get the new Big Funnel 5. In 1933... Come on, 174 months does not equal 1933. Not at all. No, sir. 266 months for a new control station. How much tech do I need to, or how much money do I need to give them? And this is such a ludicrously sensitive slider. Because if you go from 40%, 20.8 million a month, to 50%, you're suddenly going to 25.7 million. If you slide this all the way up, you're spending 51 million per month on these things. And sure, at that rate, you'll get hull strengthening in 7 months, but the control station is still sitting at 29 months. It is still going to take a ton of time. So you know what? We don't care about the tech. We care about the crew, we care about the transport capacity, and potentially building shipyard, but I rather doubt that's going to be useful. I think we're fine. We'll just keep churning away at the 14 million a month, and that is, of course, as I'm repairing and building some ships. Oh, Hindenburg, 5 months. We should be fine. Anyway, that'll be it for today. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed that clash, and I'll see you soon for the next.